Today on Philippine Forex, don't be greedy. To give you an example before I get into detail on why the US dollar is slipping and why you should not gamble. Forex, your budgets are not gambling. I'll give you the example of Lynn and I building. When it hit 40.8, we capitalized on that and sent money. We were above our threshold and we made good coin off of that. Coin that if it had slipped to 39, we would not see. So please guys, when it comes to your budget, as it's creeping up, just keep capitalizing as it goes up, because you need that money when it goes down, and live within the threshold. Set your budget based on the threshold. I need to keep driving that home because I hear people spending money silly. And let's get into that too. Being silly with your money, boy, is that common around here. It is common because, as I pointed out in one of our other videos, the Philippines is not daddy daycare. It is not a party. Some of you guys live party. And that's fine. That's fine. It's your choice. It's the same with overstay. But as so many of those types of people, they go broke. And I don't mean stone broke. I just mean the next 5 days, they've got zero cash. Casinos. Oh, I watch the foreigners going into casinos, blowing their money. Anyway, that's sort of a sideline. But the main point is here with our house budget, if we'd have waited to 43, sure, we would have had a lot more cash in the bank. Can't even do the math in my head here. Probably to the tune of about 20,000 pesos. But on the larger scheme of things, had that dropped to 39, we would not be building this year. We would not have built, because Lynn and I both believe in living within our budgets, even though my means are well above what we set as a 60,000 peso budget. And that's because when we want to go and travel, we can go above that 60,000 peso budget, because travel means a lot to us. And sure, we haven't done much in the last little bit, but we decided to turn COVID on its head and do things that we're going to be a little bit different, okay? Oh, the lady with the ISDA came by, more fish. And so for us, that's been important because for the mental standpoint and stuff like this. And I also run into a lot of vloggers saying, you know, and the last 3 years. Stop it. All you had to do was turn it on its head and do things that you haven't, maybe you've put off things that you should do or whatever. The amount of home renovations that were being done. When we took the kids out, we knew that they couldn't go indoors anywhere. We went and did other stuff. You know, we went and found the beaches and all of that sort of thing. So in my opinion, it's important to think along those lines when it comes to your budget. So let's talk about the US dollar here. Ooh, had to get in the shade. Okay, so let's talk about the US dollar to the peso, but we're also going to talk about the US to euro to find some hints here. And the reason why I was cautioning you guys, don't speculate. This is all about budget. Stay within your threshold, set your budget. Everything above is a holiday or banking for when it goes below, because it will go below. All I have to do is cite a year ago or 18 months ago. All of our currencies were well below and the peso was capitalizing on the whole thing. So where does that leave us? Well, let's look at the chart of the US peso first. If you look at the chart here, you can see that we're coming up on a minor resistance point on the scope of 25 years, 10 years, 5 years. Yeah, it's just a blip. But it is a resistance point because we all know that the currencies against the minor pairs, which the peso is a minor pair, move very, very slowly. okay? So we can see here that I was cautioning against the 60 because there were signs of this resistance, and that goes back 25 years. Then if we look at the resistance in a smaller scope, we can see that we are hitting that 56 point again, and it will probably waffle around this a little bit. Will it break to the top side? Will it break to the bottom? In the short term, we don't know. But why was I cautioning you? Look at the Euro US. The Euro US here is the key, because the Euro has been steadily rebounding from the war, from the Brexit. It's been steadily recovering from all of this stuff, right? And there was going to be a breaking point. And this goes back to pre-COVID, okay? So, you know, there was cautionary notes all sitting in there. So the Euro has a little bit more chunking before it's going to hit a resistance point against the US dollar. And again, will it waffle on it? Will it continue to steadily climb? You know, some of these resistance points aren't all that big, but if you're day trading, that's where you get your money. Okay guys, let's wrap this one up by saying that Lynn and I, our budget for our crew came in the last number of weeks here at 20,000 pesos. So for us in Canada, that means that's $500 a week for labor. But even then, we are now looking at laying off some guys, even though it's cheap. It's just not worth having the guys around, because from our standpoint, now we're talking budgeting our energy and finding work for guys is not so easy. And we don't want to make our Masoons and their helpers start to get upset because they can see this ending sooner than later. Okay guys, that's a wrap for Philippine Forex. Later, Gators.